Ba-da-bip-bop-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba. Ha-ba-da-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-da. Ba-dum-bum-ba-da. Ba-ba-dum-ba-da-dee. Da-dum-ba-da. Ba-ba-da-dee. Da-da-da-da-da. I bet you guys thought I was going to start singing a different tune, huh? Hello, travelers of the internet! Welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you're new to the channel, hey there and welcome to you. My name is JGardo1 and I am your host, your guide, and your humble bard into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of newcomers, welcome you fresh to the Guardian Studios experience. We are back on the world of Gyros once again, my friends, where we have some stuff to do, and I want to get started as soon as we can. Hey there, Leo. Glad you can make it to the stream, my dude. Glad you can make it. Hope you are doing alright today. Hope you're having a good day, and hey, thank you for posting the rules, my dude. I appreciate it. Always appreciate you doing that. Anytime you do it, I appreciate it. Jeez, these cats go crazy on the rabbits, don't they? It is nuts how many of these guys they've taken out. That actually looks kind of cool. What is that? Is it... I can't really tell what it is for sure. It looks like some kind of soldier. Maybe some kind of take on... oh, what's it? Some kind of take on Darth Vader or something? Or something inspired by him? I can't tell for sure. Anyway, last time you guys may remember we did some crazy chaotic raiding. And it was, as I say, crazy, chaotic, and yet very, very fun at the same time. Until we got stuck, of course, with the one pain-in-the-neck witch that decided to hide in a hole where we couldn't get to her. Yeah, that was not so fun. That was not so fun. But we dealt with her, we beat her, we got what we wanted out of the raid. We got a bunch of emeralds, we got redstone, and so many totems of undying. Oh my goodness, we got so many of them. Not to mention a few enchanted books, and we've still got 2 ominous bottles for if we ever want to do a raid again. However, I don't plan on using those anytime soon. One, the Bad Omen 5 ominous bottle, I have no idea how bad that kind of raid would be, so I would rather avoid that for now. But we found out that there is no way, so far as I've been able to find, to turn off the raid horn or to lower its volume. If there was, we'd be doing some more raids this session, but there is not. I've looked everywhere that I can. I checked the official help. I checked Reddit. Nowhere could I find any means by which you can lower the volume of the raid horn, which is frustrating. Absolutely frustrating, because I like doing raids, but the horn has recently become obscenely loud, to the point that I was getting a headache having to hear it when we couldn't find the one enemy. So, to avoid that kind of issue, we're going to not do raids for a while. I wish we could go ahead and just do them, but no. I do not want to have to deal with any more severe headaches. Because I am not kidding. My head was hurting so bad during those raids. It got so painful. Anyway, what we are going to do today is we're going to fix some problems that I have noticed with our base, and the desert of Oasis. Some things that need to be tweaked. Goodbye, Mr. Drowned. One of the major things that we're going to try to do today is I actually kind of want to move some of the farms that we've built up around here. The crop farm is great where it is. I like having the crop farm on the surface. What I do not like is every time we get close to our base, you might be able to notice it, we're seeing a little bit of a lag boost. It's not a very big lag boost, but it is concerning. We also have some stuff that we need to do, such as finish the trading hall. We've got just about everybody we need. We just need one more farmer in the trading hall in order to finish that. But I've done some thinking, and I realized I need to put a butcher in the trading hall as well, because we need to be able to buy our food. Yes, we've got our animals, and we can farm up pigs for pork chops, cows for steak, but that takes time. That takes way more time than just buying it outright from a butcher. Obviously, it would be much more efficient to just trade for our food. So that's something we're going to have to try to set up if we can during today's session. We're going to try anyway. Hey, Ellison, you made it! Glad you could make it, my friend. Glad you could make it. We are also today going to try to set up something that I feel like we really need in this area. Mostly because of the kelp farm, which I just harvested. Take a look at this. Crazy, isn't it? Look at all this kelp that's just sitting here on the farm's collection. The farm's collection system is full. Absolutely full. I mean, just look. I have to pull kelp out of here in order for this to empty out. In order for this to pick up anything, I've got to actually pull more kelp out. And that's still not going to get all of it in there. It is crazy how much kelp we get from this farm. But that's kind of how I wanted it. I wanted this farm to be crazy good at giving us kelp. Oh, is that right, Ellison? What kind of prank? I'm just curious. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Oh, yeah, I'm curious. Alright, okay. We've got way too much kelp. See, this is one of the things that I want to try to fix today as well. I do not mind having setups like this of furnaces and smokers, but it is woefully inefficient. So we are going to set up 2 super smelters. We're going to set up 2 super cookers. 1 furnace, 1 smoker today. Hello, OG Bad. Welcome back to the channel, my friend. Good to see you. Glad you came back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day or night. Also hoping the same for everybody else. And hope everybody enjoys the session. Oh, no. You're gonna do that? Oh, gosh. I really hope that that friend is a good friend and will accept an apology for being pranked. Oh boy. Yeah, pranking a friend with a horror mod. Let's just say it as it is. The Cave Dweller is a horror thing. It's all about getting jump scared. I really hope that that friend is nice. And that they are okay with being jump scared. Otherwise, pranking with a horror mod. Consider it one of the top ways to mess up a friendship. Because if someone outright pranked me with something like that, I would be very unhappy with them. Like, if someone sets it up for me and then doesn't tell me what they've done, and I have to find out by doing, that's gonna scare me pretty hard. Okay, yeah, that's definitely gonna come back to be a pain. That's gonna come back to haunt you, Ellison. Potentially, anyway. Yes, Bad. This is a fully survival Minecraft Bedrock Edition experience. I keep this world locked permanently in survival solo, so I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy it. It's been a fun ride so far. Alright, so there are a couple of things that I need to do here at the base. As I said, we're going to make a super smoker and a super furnace smelter. But we're also going to be getting rid of this. I know I put in so much time and effort to build the sugarcane farm. I put in a ton of time to make the cactus farm and the sugarcane farm. But I have a feeling that they are part of the reason why we kept getting lag spikes whenever we would get over here to the base. It's either that, or we've just got too many mobs around here, which is very possible. But I'm thinking part of the problem is these, the hopper carts. So I'm thinking we're probably going to end up moving that somewhere else. I am very curious why some bamboo is growing and not all of it. Does it have to do with lighting? Is it just that there's not enough light over here for that bamboo to grow and those bamboo to grow? I have a feeling that's what it is. Oh no. So, why do we think the sugarcane farm needs to be removed? Well, it's partly because of that. Look at that. Yeah. I'm thinking what we're going to do is downsize the sugarcane farm rather than delete it entirely. We're going to keep the upper section. But I'm thinking we're going to tear out this bottom section, and we're going to replace it with something we need just as badly, which is the super smelters. I think what we're going to do is set up 2 stations over here where we can fill up minecarts with items that we need cooked or smelted. One set of stations will provide fuel for the, will provide fuel and input for the smelter, and the other will do it for the smoker. And then it'll just go back and forth over hoppers feeding into the system to fill it all up with what we want cooked. And then we'll have a hopper cart going along under the stuff. Possibly. I'm not 100% sold on that, but I am thinking that I want to shrink this down. I'm thinking we only need one layer of the sugarcane farm. So this layer here, I'm thinking we'll clean out, take out the redstone that's underneath, and then put in inputs and fuels stations for a super smoker and a super furnace smelter. Maybe. I'm still not sold on it. I'm still not entirely sold. Mainly because it feels like we could... I don't know. I feel like this thing is one of the big reasons that it gets laggy over here. But this is also a possible cause of lag. I mean, this thing... It's got to be making a lot of cactus. It's got to make a lot of cactus. No. Thinking on it, I don't think so. I'm really trying to figure out what could be causing the spike and lag we get when we first come to the base from outside of its area. Because every time we leave the base and come back, it feels like the lag spikes for a minute. Interesting. Well, again, I hope that I do hope that they at least enjoy being pranked like that. That they end up able to... That Shell ends up enjoying the results of your little prank as much as you and your friend, because if not, that could put a strain on a friendship for a little while. But that's just my thinking. Pranks meant to scare... I don't know. I guess I'm just not much of a prankster, for the most part. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing people get pranked. But, okay, yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. There is a lag spike going on here. It's not that bad, but it's noticeable, and I don't like that. I'm just thinking. Should I do what I just said and reduce the sugarcane farm? Or should I remove the sugarcane farm entirely and take it and put it somewhere else? I guess that's fair. Hey, Payton, glad you can make it, my dude. How you doing? You doing alright? Life treating you good? I hope so. I'm just figuring that there's probably two things about the sugarcane farm that makes it take up and cause a good amount of lag. Number one, it's got tons of observers watching to trigger the pistons. Two, and this is the one that I really think is an issue, that right there, that is an observer clock that is constantly running to power that, to power an output of sugarcane into the water flows of the cactus farm, so that when it's got sugarcane, I trigger it, it puts sugarcane in the water flow, and it goes to the same storage as the cactus farm uses. And I just wonder if that observer clock isn't making the lag of this space stronger. Do I know if it is for a fact? No. I'm not that well versed in the technical side of Minecraft. I just know observers, hoppers, these are things that can cause lag if there are too many of them. It's part of why I was using hopper carts instead of a whole bunch of hoppers. But there are also hoppers up there in the storage and down here in the sugarcane farm extraction station. So I just don't know. I just wonder if it wouldn't be smarter to take this out, move it somewhere else, but I don't know. Is it gonna be another meme from the Meme Craft movie, Ellison? Because I'm kind of starting to expect that. Whenever you say, can I tell you something? Yep, there it is. There it is. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Chicken jockey! Yeah, I know. I know. Okay, yeah, I think what was going on with this farm is that there wasn't enough light over here. So the sugarcane wasn't growing on this side. Now there is more light, so this stuff's starting to grow. Another thought that I had, what if I don't know. I just do not know what to do about this. Maybe we leave the farms for now. I think we leave the farms alone for now. But you haven't said that once yet. Yeah, I try to avoid saying it, but I know that it's a thing. That meme from the Meme Craft movie. And yes, I'm gonna keep calling it that. Wait a minute! Hero of the village affects wandering traders? What? What? I did not know that! That affects wandering traders too? Well, I'll be darned. I will be darned. You learn something new every day, even in Minecraft. Huh. I'm gonna have to file that little nugget of information away. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Filed away. Where are my leads? I had more leads than this. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know where they are. I think they're back at one of the bases. Spider jockey. Yeah, that's even more frightening than a chicken jockey. The only way a chicken jockey is particularly frightening, number one, if it's the one from the movie, because I know the zombie, the baby zombie is kind of scary looking in that. But then consider, a chicken jockey can only hit you from up close. A spider jockey, on the other hand, oh, spider jockeys are skeletons, not zombies. And the spider can still do damage to you as well. So try tangoing with a spider jockey that can snipe you from afar, while their mount can hit you up close when they close the distance. The only thing that would make it even more frightening is if the skeleton that is the spider jockey could have armor, if it came with enchanted bows, and that's what I was about to say. Cave spider jockey. Oh my gosh, that would be absolutely terrifying. Imagine a cave spider jockey with armor and a really good bow. You are dead. Not big surprise. Yeah. You try to tango with that and you're going to end up pretty darn quick. Because all that's got to happen is the cave spider gets a good couple of bites on you, and then the skeleton snipes your butt. Welcome, Derp. Welcome, Derp. Interesting name. Hope you enjoy your time here. Or welcome back if you're returning. Just covering my bases here. Alright, so I'm still trying to decide, do we want to remove the sugarcane farm and replace it, or do we want to just take out half of it and replace that with the super smelters. Because the super smelters have to happen. The super smelters have to happen. As does a butcher at the... Whoa! Hi! You intrude on my house? You get obliterated. You just subbed? Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing anyone could have done for me. It isn't every day such fortune comes my way. I hadn't thought that the future could be so fun for me. And if I had a bugle, I would blow it, and add a sort of triumphant ta-ra. But since I left the bugle, it almost simply have to say, I thank you very, very, very much. Okay. So, in terms of aesthetic, I think the chicken jockey is cooler, Ellison. But in terms of danger factor, I would say that a spider jockey is worse. Because again, a chicken jockey has to get close. It has no choice. It has to get up close. Even if it's got really good armor and a sword on the jockey, it still has to get close. But a spider jockey? Oh my gosh. You have got the range of the skeleton jockey, the skeleton that is the jockey, and then the spider is able to do damage when it gets up in your face. Yep, I think Derp is agreeing with me. Hey, Dinos! Glad you can make it, my man. Glad you can make it. I almost didn't see you. You just said hi. Hello. Okay, what am I doing? Right. I need to go back to base real quick. I need to check and see if we have a villager ready for... I need to see if we have a villager at the breeding temple ready to move into the trader temple, because I need a farmer. I need another farmer in the trading hall to fill out my 4 farmer spots. I like to have 1 farmer for each crop at minimum. Now, if they would sell 2 different crops apiece, I would rather do that and have them all trade in carrots and 1 other crop. That would get me the most bang for my buck in terms of trading potential. But that doesn't seem to be a thing on Bedrock Edition. At least I cycled the farmer's trades multiple times, and none of those times did he offer a trade of 2 crops. Actually, for all I know, that could be an old Minecraft thing. That could be something from before a certain update. I do not know. The way Mojang at one point was considering changing up changing up villager trades again, and changing what villagers could trade depending on where they were from or things like that. I don't know if they might have changed it so that farmers cannot do 2 crop trades on 1 farmer. Another reason why I'm considering pulling out part of the sugarcane farm is I'm almost considering making an automatic melon and pumpkin machine. Oh, are you talking about the dyed water in cauldrons, Ellison? Yeah, I know about that. I know that you can do dyes on... Or maybe it's not dyes. Maybe it's just the potions. I know you can do potions in cauldrons in Bedrock Edition. Because for a while there was actually a bug in Bedrock Edition where you could actually have dripstone feeding water into cauldrons that had potions in them. And those potions, you could take out 2 bottles worth, leave a bottle's worth of the potion in the cauldron, and the dripstone would refill that cauldron with the corresponding potion. It was an extremely awesome little doohickey. And I actually made a farm that did that automatically. I set up a dripstone-based potion farm at the time on that world. That was my first world that I streamed on, Gardrania. I loved that world. I loved what I was doing on that world. It was fun. And I intend to do some of that again. But unfortunately, that bug got removed. Awesome as it was understandable that they would take it out because it was OP as heck. So it did kind of need to go to balance the game back out. Otherwise, you could have unlimited attack potions and healing potions, regen potions, and etc. Not necessarily something you want on a game that you want to have be balanced. But I do miss it. I miss that there was a time where I only had to brew one of each kind of potion that I wanted to have an unlimited supply of, and then I can just set up the dripstone farm, possibly even set up an automatic bottling machine if I had figured out how to do that, and then boom, I would have had unlimited potions of the kinds that I put in the machine in the setup. So you can actually dye the water in Bedrock Edition. Alright, dinos, you have a good time. You have a good day or night, dude. Take care. We'll see you next time. Hopefully. Hopefully we'll see you soon. I don't know why I took the long way. Okay. They do not have a farmer ready for us here. They do not have another villager ready for us. I want to see... Okay, we definitely have some villagers in here. That's good. That's a good thing to see. But there are no adults ready for us yet. That sucks. I was really hoping that we had another farmer in the making ready for us, but it's not too big a deal that we don't, because I can easily fix that. Okay, that click was from upstairs. Something opened an iron door on top of the temple. Probably a cat. We've already had a cat get into the upper section of the temple and trigger the doors, so... Man, cats don't play around. Ooh, whoa! Oh gosh! Oh no! It goes for the babies, too? Well, I mean, it is a cat. It's a hunter. Even domesticated cats tend to be that way. They tend to be hunters by nature, so they'll go after anything they see that they know is potential prey for them, or that they see as potential prey. But still. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is get a lead and take the villagers that we have left at our house, Casa del Guardian, over to the trading hall so that we can put them in the positions we need. What we need is one more farmer, but then I also want to put in a butcher. And I've already said why I want a butcher. I want somebody that we can buy cooked food from, so that if we're having a hard time getting our animals breeding up, if it's taking too long to get food restocked, I can just throw some emeralds at a butcher and buy up all the steak or pork chops that they got. Because I like to keep a stockpile of food in my ender chest. But I've already had it get dangerously low. Which meant that I was almost out of food. And that would not have been good. Oh, you and that cave dweller mod, Ellison. What did I come over here for? I just went blank. What did I come over here for? The farmers. Right. I need lead. I need a couple of leads, and I need to get to the farmer, or not farmers, the villagers that are inside of this little pit over here. But I think we'll wait to move them until it's daytime. Again, until the morning comes, we will leave them be. Should I chop down some trees? I kind of think I should, and get some more wood stockpiled. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I gotta wait around here anyway, so might as well use this time wisely and get some more wood. Because I've heard of the Dweller mods. I've heard of Dweller mods before for Java Edition. And as a result of having heard of them, I figured it was another one of the same kind that was a horror mod. So that's how I figured it was a horror mod. I'd heard the term Dweller used in association with horror and horror mods, so I figured you must have been trying to get me to download it at one point because it's a horror mod and you wanted to hear me get jump scared again. Why am I hearing an armadillo? I feel like I'm hearing an armadillo. Huh. What? See, I just heard it again. Hang on, I just thought of something. Did I turn the friendly creatures audio back up? Okay, I did. Alright, I might have been just hearing my wolves over here doing their little barky stuff. I'm not gonna say that I will. I'm not gonna say that I will, because, again, not a horror guy. But maybe one day, that's all I'll say. Maybe one day I'll give it a try. Though honestly, I'm more likely to download and play through the RL Craft mod pack than do that. If you don't know what RL Craft is, let me put this into perspective. Imagine everything that is difficult about Minecraft. Now dial it up to 11, add in a whole bunch of mobs that all want to see you destroyed, for no other reason than you exist. And a mix of realism-based features, survival features, coupled with even just sleeping could trigger one of those mobs that is out to get you, to spawn in and try to end your entire existence. Imagine all that, and throw in dragons. Imagine all that, and you've got RL Craft. Notoriously the hardest mod pack in the whole of the game's history. And here I am considering playing it. Hello, Wolf! Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to the channel. Or welcome back if you're returning with a username that I do not recognize. Or have forgotten about. That would not be entirely unlikely. I have seen a few people that had not been around for a while come back with usernames that I didn't recognize off the bat. Ah, first timer. Well then, fresh viewer, welcome to Guardian Studios, a family-friendly, gaming-centric channel where you may talk about anything gaming as long as it is not an M-rated game. Please keep all chats family-friendly and non-political. Just thought I'd throw that little nugget in there. Alright, let's see. We've got... How much wood did I just get? Whoa! Okay. Okay. 3 stacks and 10 of pale oak. That is phenomenal. I need that. I needed that. Let's, real quick, go plant some dark oak so that we can start farming that up again. Because I'd like to have a good supply of both. Thank you, Ellison. That's very kind of you. Does this guy have anything again? Pale moss. Does that farm the same way as regular moss blocks? Hey, glad you're still here, Leo. That is the same Leo, right? The same one that posted our rules in the chat for me. Wow, you guys are just pouring in, aren't you? Thank you. See, this is the problem. I burn through my food supply pretty quick. And what do I get for it? Not nearly enough healing to really be satisfied with it. Well, I wouldn't say I've got everything, Wolf, but I've got a lot of stuff. Of course, I have been on this world for almost 1,200 in-game days. So, yeah. Been on this world for about 6 months. Almost 6 months of real-life time. I would expect to have a good amount of stuff on here. Ooh, Silk Touch pick is looking a little mangled up. I'm gonna have to fix that soon. Well, that's part of why we got the clerics. Yeah, no Dragon Egg, no Elytra, no Shulker boxes. This is me trying to take my time and savor the experience of this world. You know? I think I want to farm a little bit of cherry wood. I think I want to farm some cherry trees. So, place one there. And one there. And I know I just picked up another, yep, pale oak. Okay. Alright, so yeah. While I have been doing a lot on this world, I have not yet gone to the end, so I don't have shulker boxes. I do not have an elytra, and I do not have the dragon egg. Nor do I intend to get them anytime soon. I am, like I said, taking my time. Enjoying the experience of survival Minecraft for as long as I possibly can on this world. I want to trade with this moron while he's here, and while I'm hanging around. Only 2? 2? Just 2? What do you mean you're only giving me 2? If anybody knows where that came from, kudos. Kudos. I am very curious to see if this actually spreads the same way regular moss does, so we'll try that out later. But for the moment, I think we're going to try to move a couple of villagers. Yeah, thankfully that's not an actual villager. This is a wandering trader. Human voice changer. I don't know about that. I mean, do you even know who you're talking to? Basically, kind of a big deal. At least, I like to think I am. But at the same time, I don't really think of myself as that big a deal. I'm just a simple, humble gamer enjoying my Minecraft experience. I know, where am I going? I keep going back and forth, up and down and all around. Well, I just realized I should bring some crops and stuff with me to the trading hall. Because I want to go over to the trading hall and see where I could put a second villager at this point. Because we've got 2 villagers left here at this base that we need to move at some point. I figure no harm in putting them to use in the trading hall. Right? Right. So we're going to take a few potatoes over with us. And I think it's actually the wheat guy that we still need to put in, so I was going to say let's take some wheat with us, but I don't think we're going to be doing that. Oh, I totally understand, Wolf. I totally understand. Matter of fact, that was part of why at a couple of points I actually ended up using chunk base to help me find biomes I needed access to. Like, for an example, there was one time I needed to find, not on this world, but another one. There was one time I needed to find the jungle, and someone hopped on Chunk Base. It's a website you can go to that has a map set up, a map program that will show you what biomes and some of the structures that can be found on worlds. I did not say I was going to do that soon, Ellison. I said I might do it at some point. Hello, Nick Florence, whatchamacallit. Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that last part. Is it Soria? For some reason, that just made me think of Saria from Legend of Zelda. Which is actually not a bad thing, because I love the theme that goes with that character. I'm not kidding. I love that song. I love that tune. I love that game that it originally came from. I love that series so very much. Ah, I get you, Wolf. I get you. Yeah, work and play don't seem to mix. No, I did not, Ellison. I said I might play it at some point. I did not say specifically that I was going to do it soon. I said I might do it at some point. How long has the stonecutter actually moved inside of its item block? I feel like I have known that, but I'm only just now realizing it is actually supposed to be moving. The buzzsaw is actually supposed to be spinning, even when it's in an inventory. That is both fascinating and weird. Though I think what's even more fascinating is the fact that I hadn't noticed it before. Or didn't remember noticing it. Ellison, it's enough, please. Alright, we're gonna leave these potatoes here. We got an emerald out of that one guy. Alright, so I'm thinking, of course we've got a spot here for the one farmer. Where can I put another villager so that he's not going to access these beds? I don't think I can... No, definitely not there. Definitely not there. It is too shallow. It's okay. There's a limit. There's a limit. I guess that guy I might have to put up topside. Don't really want to do that, but I may have to put him in here. May have to have this be like a second floor for special tradesmen. But then that's kind of what this was for. This was kind of for whatever specific traders I wanted. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I want to have a butcher in here, but I've already got all the guys that I've got in here. I mean, I guess I could get rid of one Fletcher and replace him with a butcher. Nah, it's okay, Ellison. You're alright. You're alright. No, it's not a prison. These are all little... Basically, think of them as tiny villager apartments. But they're all happy with it. They're happy because they've got their dedicated workstations. They don't have to be bothered by their neighbors. They just hang out. And if they really do want to talk, they can look across the way at their neighbors. Well, I mean, they're happy. Otherwise, they wouldn't restock their trades. If they weren't happy, they wouldn't restock their trades. I know, I just took out a bunny. I have a reason. I want to get a rabbit's foot. I want to get a rabbit's foot. If for no other reason than to be able to say that I have gotten one on this world. Rabbit's foot is a very rare drop in this game. Not the rarest, I don't think, but it is rare to get. You have to have a looting sword to have a decent chance. Bum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum bum. Ba-dum bum bum bum. Alright, so we're gonna go get the two villagers that are left, and we're gonna bring them over to the trading hall. And then we're gonna let them loose, and we're gonna put them in minecarts. If we can. I've got one minecart here. So basically we'll have to put one in a minecart, one in a boat. That's how we're gonna have to play it. Do I want to play it that way? No, but gotta do what I gotta do. Hello, Ronan! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes! Yes, I do know that. I just have never had a need to change the field of view. Not that I can remember, anyway. But thank you for reminding me. Yeah, mining straight down. Dangerous. Especially with recent updates. Or, I guess not so much recent as... Well, I guess recent is the easiest way to say it, but considering some of the changes caused by updates that have happened in the last couple of years, yeah, digging straight down has become even more dangerous than ever. But I myself know an easy way to make sure that it stays safe. There we go. I want to craft all that. I want to toss that in here. Da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-dum. Ah. Alright, Ronan. Makes sense. Then you are braver for it than me, Wolf. I pretty much refuse to take that kind of a risk. To just jump off willy-nilly or dig straight down all willy-nilly without making sure I know what's below me. Of course, even playing it cautious the way I do, you still run the risk of running into something you don't want to when you're digging straight down. Alright, so it's time to move the last of these villagers that we've got in here. Why can't I? Oh. That's why. Couldn't get out because I couldn't reach. Woohoo! Whoa, okay, they really went far that time. Wahoo! Whee! Come on, dum-dums. We're gonna take you to a new home. It's one you will like. Aha! Makes sense. Makes sense. Zip, zip, zow! Oh, this is gonna make things interesting. Let's get that out, and down you go. Here we go. Yeah, pretty much. It pretty much is a roller coaster ride for these guys. Ooh, ooh! Oh my goodness, we are traveling. We are traveling so far. This entity is so different. Oh goodness. Oh, okay. That makes sense, Ellison. That makes sense. Yeah, you probably want to have the other person you were saying was going to be in on it actually know about the prank before it gets pulled. You know? That's probably a good idea. Probably a good idea to get him in the loop. Alright, cool. We got the farmer is detected his workstation. He's ready to go. But now we need to releash. Whoops. Whoops. Whoa, mama. Okay. Let's put them right there. For the moment, duck in here. Hop, skip, and a jump around, and into the bed. All the items they could ever want to fill their collections. Like if one of the villagers wants sticks for trading, I will give him every stick that he wants for his collection. And then some. I'm actually a very generous, heavy tipper when it comes to giving these guys what they want for their collections. Oh, yep, I can understand that about the roller coaster thing, Wolf. I can understand the thing about the roller coasters. I have learned that I can't stand those ones where you're hanging in the air on the coaster. Those ones do not make me feel good, to say the least. Alright, we've got these guys in here. Yeah, we're gonna do some trade cycling with the farmer until he gives us wheat. Oh no. Oh, nuggets. Are you blinking kidding me? Are you blinking kidding me, man? Okay, this guy is a butcher. Let's get some emeralds. Let's lock his trade so that we at least have something going right here. I'll have to toss out all this rabbit stew. I am never going to eat that rabbit stew. Pork chops, on the other hand. Pork chops, I will buy up all that he has and then some. Because I love pork chops. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. There we go. Full food. Don't worry, Ellison. Do not worry. Oh yeah, I always try to make sure I've got torches when I go into caves, Wolf. And the best biome to build in? It's a tie for me between either a spruce taiga biome, the desert, or the plains. The desert because you don't have to worry about snow or rain making everything dreary. The plains because, come on, it's the plains. It's wide open, green, and there's the occasional patch of flowers. And then the spruce taiga biomes are great because then you've got the you've got one of the best tree types in the whole of Minecraft at your disposal. Oh no. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I blink and do that? That did not make any sense. Way to go, Jay. Now I gotta go chase that guy down. I have a feeling a couple of these guys got their workstations mixed up. I want to make sure they don't try to go where they're not supposed to go. I want them to go into these cells. Well, I call them cells, but they're not really cells. Oh yeah, powdered snow? Yeah, powdered snow stinks. Powdered snow is a pain. That's why in the early game, I always try to get a hold of some leather for leather boots just as soon as I can. So, technically I have now put the butcher where the farmer was gonna go. Well, that's a temporary measure. I'm actually going to set up the butcher with his own little space here. Somehow. I'm not entirely sure how. Maybe... Oh. Well, that solves that problem. I can just stick him in here. Come on over, dude. Got you a nice new workspace. Because I'm not going to need this over here anymore. Go on. Go to your new home. Your new apartment awaits. Good sir. Excellent. But now I need a trapdoor to lock in the other guy when we get him back here. So I guess I'll borrow that one. Put that there, and I actually do need to put this back, because I need this for the last farmer. The guy that we accidentally sent down the tunnel. Let's see if we can go get him. A Minecraft dimension that we could access in real life. Oh no, don't worry, Ellison. He's in a minecart. He's probably not going to despawn. Pretty sure this villager that we're trying to chase cannot despawn at this point. I will say, if there was a dimension that behaved like Minecraft that we could actually travel to, explore, and do whatever we wanted, and it was a world with no, like, severe consequences to us, like, if in entering that dimension, you basically became a player that would revive upon taking lethal damage, if you were still in that world when you took that damage, I'd say that'd be an overpowered world to dwell in for any length of time. So my more realistic wish would be that one day we might have virtual reality technology akin to the concept of full dive technology. If you don't know the term, it basically means virtual reality technology that makes it so that your mind becomes your controller. Not just you're moving your body with the control stick thingies in your hands and having to use a 360 run wherever, however you want treadmill, but actually be able to just lay there wearing a headset or something, or a helmet, and boom, your mind is connected into the game, controlling your avatar. Imagine what it would be like to have that kind of technology. It would be insane. It would be insane and cool. But imagine that kind of tech applied to a Minecraft variation. How insane would that be? I can just imagine the kind of crazy adventures people would be having with that, with things akin to the mods that exist for Minecraft nowadays. Like, look at RLCraft. Imagine someone playing RLCraft with full dive VR kind of based technology. That would be totally nuts, but also totally awesome. Make sure this guy latches on. Where's that trap door? Did I get rid of that trap door? Oh, no. I made the mistake of putting it in place already. Come on. Come on, Mr. Farmer. We're gonna put you where you belong. We got Farmer Bill. We got Farmer Pete for potato. Farmer Ben, Farmer Brown for beetroot. Farmer Cade for carrots, and of course, Farmer Bill for wheat. Yeah, that would get kind of out of hand. If that kind of stuff were real, the superheroes and such, that would get out of hand really quick. I can just imagine how fast that would get out of hand. And go from being really cool to being really, really bad. Jeez, a bundle can't even hold a whole bunch of rabbit stew. Alright, I'm gonna leave those there. And before we go, I want to trade a couple of sticks with one of these guys. That is a very meta kind of thought there, Wolf, but I'm sure there are other people out there that wonder about that. How would I react? With excitement, disbelief, and I think a kind of awe that I managed to pull that off. 'Cause that kind of thing would be all kinds of crazy cool for me to actually be able to pull that off. An insane level water bucket clutch, that would be nuts. Yeah, we've got a lot of people in the chat. In the chat and in the viewership today. Well, glad to have you guys along for the ride. Tweaks, leaks, and villager freaks. Yep, that kind of fit the stream. We had escapes of villagers, we had tweaks of the trading hall, and plans for fixing the lag that spikes up around the base. Still gotta do something about that, too. I'm still deciding, do we want to tear out part of the sugarcane farm? Do we want to move the sugarcane farm somewhere else? What do I want to do in that regard? Still trying to figure that out. Because I like the idea of being able to farm sugarcane passively in a large amount, but if it's causing lag at the base, at Casa del Guardian, then I would rather move the sugarcane farm to somewhere else where I don't have to deal with it when I'm at my base. Because I'm going to be at my base a lot crafting stuff and letting the cactus farm do its thing, probably. But I will also be over at the Iron Pyramid just as much when I'm here in the desert. Trading Hall, probably not as much. The Trader Pyramid, I think, we're not going to be at as often, because we're not going to need to be there passively farming anything. It's not a passive farming zone. Yet. But, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. I think part of it is I want to figure out a spot where I could do the sugarcane farm passively farming its stuff while not being here at the base at our house here in Oasis. And yes, for anybody who hasn't heard about it yet, I call this desert area that I'm currently living in, I call it Oasis. Because that's what you call a sheltered space with water in the desert. A place where there's plant life and water is generally called an oasis when you're out here in the desert. So I call this area the desert of Oasis. And this river is called the River Oasis. That is a potential idea of something I could do at some point, Wolf, and I've actually considered doing stuff like that. Like, do a hardcore 100-day challenge, or take it a step further and throw in a couple of mods. But I wouldn't know what mods to use, so I'd probably have to find a pack. And unfortunately, most of the packs that I would think of are ones that are really big and really hard. And so I'd be even more nervous that I would die, and that I would, in trying to not die, end up doing pretty much nothing. Just stay sheltered away in whatever first base I end up making. And that wouldn't be very good content. Yeah, I've seen that kind of stuff too, Wolf. I think I may have even seen some of the same content from the same creator that you have in bringing up SCP and Zombie Apocalypse. I think I know where you saw those. So but I have considered doing something like that. Doing 100 days trying to survive and thrive in something like that. Could be interesting. It could be interesting. Heck, I'd even considered finding the packs that the one content creator I saw who did that kind of stuff and did videos out of it, I had considered finding the packs he used and doing the same thing, just do it my own way. Yeah, that's exactly the content creator I was thinking of. I didn't want to outright say the name, but yeah, Forge Labs. I have considered finding the packs that he used and using them myself to create my own play on the same kind of scenarios. Same packs, different maps, different environments, if I could find maps to use. If there were maps to use. A dinos mod? A dinosaur mod? Fairs? That could be interesting. I don't know if I could find a good one, but I'm sure there's packs out there and mods out there that do dinosaurs. I would consider doing that, too. But all I would be thinking is, must go faster. And if you know where that comes from, then, hey, once again, a kudos to you. You know something funny that I actually really like. And if you don't know where it comes from, I probably only have to say dinosaurs, and you can guess. Alright. Okay, so the tweaks and the leaks have been taken care of. We've tweaked the trading hall, I've leaked some of my ideas, and we've dealt with some villager freaks. The guys that needed to be put where they are now. But I'm not sure I can make a definitive decision, get this guy out of my house, about if we need to move the farms or if we need to replace the sugarcane farm with something else. Did he really just teleport right as I was killing him? Or try to teleport right as I was killing him? Oh, yeah. I always end up having a pack of wolves. A pack of wolves is kind of normal for me. That's part of where I usually end up getting my power when I'm going up against, like, a raid. I usually end up having a pack full of wolves. A massive one. This time around, I'm trying to keep it smaller so that I'm not too OP when I do raids. Not that I plan on doing them again for a little while, because I have found out there is no way to turn down the horn that they blast during the raids, and it happens way too frequently. It gave me a headache last session. Literally. But if you think this is a lot of wolves, go back and see some of my previous streams. Go back to older streams from my channel, and you'll see in every world before this one, I have had a massive wolf pack. Heck, just go back to when I was living on this world in the snow, and oh my gosh, I have so many wolves and cats waiting for me back in Winter Harbor, my snow base. Yeah, no more raids until they fix whatever's going on with the raid horn. Mojang has got to make it so that you can turn that thing off, or at least quiet it down. Preferably just quiet it down. That way we can still, you know, use it to find what enemies are left in the raid. But anyway, I think that at this point, I've done what I have the energy to do right now. We have moved some villagers around, we've tweaked the trading hall, we've tweaked a couple other things, and we've discussed what we need to consider. I need to decide if I need to remove just half of the sugarcane farm and replace it with super smelters, or if I need to tear out the whole sugarcane farm and replace it with smelting. I'd rather not tear the whole thing out, but at the same time, that may be the better way to go. And we can just move the sugarcane farm to another location where it won't cause as much lag at Casa del Guardian itself. But I will say, we are going to keep the cactus farm. This thing is way too cool. It is way too cool, and we went through too much work for that thing to not be left where it is. I mean, yeah, we did a lot of work with the sugarcane farm too, but honestly, I just feel like it's the farm that's more likely to cause lag than the cactus farm. Because look at all those observers. So what may happen... In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think next session, we're going to tear out this bottom half of the sugarcane farm, and we're going to move it to underneath the iron pyramid. Because that's the place where I go AFK a lot, is my iron farms. When I have an iron farm, I go AFK there for long periods of time between sessions. It can be an hour at a time. I could do several hour-long sessions of AFKing at an iron farm just to build up a stockpile. So I could probably build a sugarcane farm under the iron pyramid and get tons of sugarcane sitting AFK there. But I would still want to also be getting sugarcane from here. So, yeah. We'll tear out the bottom half, replace it with a super smoker and a super furnace setup. And we'll have them go into an output over here. Maybe either over here, or we'll put the output right here, perhaps. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out. But I do think that's what we'll be doing next session. And possibly planning on starting our next... Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Make sure to check out the About page for links to other pages with more content from yours truly. Share the channel with your friends if you think they might enjoy the content too. And, of course, do not forget to turn on notifications once you subscribe by smacking the bell so that you don't miss the next stream or video. That all being said, thank you again for watching. I am JGardo1, your guide, bard, and humble host into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I will see you all next time, right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!